And welcome back, everybody, to the Winter Circuit. It's DBDLeague again, and we are in week number 2. Matches are only going to get more exciting today. My name is BlueBerryYum, and I am joined, same as last week, by the lovely Egda.
Yep, back once again, ready to get back into the games today. Carrying on through our bracket, it is going to be our first match of the day. Night Owls versus Torment. Torment are going to be picking first. They did end up going with the Demogorgon. So obviously a bit of a staple killer, one that we see quite a lot of and probably will be seeing quite a lot of today. So no real surprises there. It's just going to be a case of focusing on the fundamentals here, making sure that our demo players, they play solid as they can, try and maybe grapple with some of those more awkward shaped tiles that demo can often struggle on, the ones that are just curvy, not quite working in straight lines perfectly. But yeah, Demogorgon are going to be our first matchup, seeming completely fine. And then going into Night Owl's pick on the Ghost Face.
And I'm so excited for that one because we have seen both of the teams perform their killers already last week, and the Ghost Face was a phenomenal performance from Rats last week. And they just showed a lot of expertise when it comes to zoning, but also the survivors were on point as they've only gave we Jason from Sinners 3 stages. So I think it was like one survivor who didn't leave and just one hook. So unlucky, I guess. I wonder if they can
Unlucky.
keep. Yeah, but, I mean, can you call it luck? Well, not really, right? But I'm excited to see how they're gonna perform the Ghost Face against Torment this time. And if everybody takes their according set, we would move into the tiebreaker, which would be the Oni.
Yeah, Oni, a very interesting killer. A lot of people have been trying to figure out how to play against an Oni far better, but at the end of the day, you got to understand it's all about the snowball, right?
Yeah.
This is a killer that can get out of hand very quickly, become a problem that you as a survivor simply cannot take care of. So Torment are going to be killing first on that if we do reach the tiebreaker. Is going to be on the Night Owl to try and delay, stall, play safe, run the hell away, get out of dodge. Every single extra second you can spend not allowing Oni to get a hit, build up that blood, build up the rage, then I mean, that is how you counter this killer. But that's a lot easier said than done, and it's on these players to execute today.
Absolutely. To me, Oni always is also a killer where you kind of have to rely on the survivors to make a mistake in order to get toward the place where you can actually snowball. But we will see. I mean, it will take maybe a couple of mistakes to get the teams towards the tiebreaker. Because if we look at these two, they have performed tremendously last week. Both took their matchups 2-0, moved on into the next round. And actually, I think Cynic is already out of the tournament, which Torment played against last week as well. So they did put up a couple of statements. So if I were to ask you, Egda, and you know what's coming, if you had to
No!
predict, if you had to predict who would take this, would it be Night Owls or Torment?
It's like making me choose between my own children, Blueberry. Jesus Christ. I mean, I think it's got to go to Torment. I say that only really off the back of I'm simply slightly more familiar with Torment. Some of their players, some of their roster. Rat's obviously going to be killing at least first on the Demogorgon. Not sure if they're the main primary killer. But again, I'm not fully familiar with both of these teams. But Torment, they're coming in higher seed. They're coming in with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger in their step. And now I get to do the fun part and turn it back around on you. Who have you got going over?
It's a hard one because I think both of these teams have put up really great performances. I do see, however, with Torment, them being very, and we've seen them very strong in Chase as a survivor. So I feel like the Ghost Face set might be the the factor deciding who is going to win this trial, because I think that's going to be the hardest one. Yes, Night Owls picked the set themselves, but Ghostface still is an M1 if you don't get the... Well, even if you get them exposed, you still have to catch up to them. So if they win that one, I think Night Owls can do it, but I am leaning more towards Torment, I think, as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned Ghostface there. Obviously, in our rulebook, it is Ghostface on Larry's, and it kind of feels like a hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby when you have Ghostface on Larry's versus Ghostface on literally any other map in the game. Ghostface on any other map, we'd be thinking, are they even going to get a kill? How many hook stages can they get? Can they just count with Noed? But Ghostface on Larry's is an entirely different beast. Yesterday we saw two matches. I think one was a 3-gen 4K, the other was a 2-gen 4K. These Ghostface players on this map, man, they are just absolutely crazy with it. So that is a set that we are guaranteed to see today. Probably one that I'm looking a little more forward to, simply because, as we mentioned before, Demogorgon it's about as, ham and cheese sandwich and a packet of crisps and a bottle of water you can get as far as sets go. But when you have players of this caliber playing, it's always going to be entertaining. It's always going to be good to see what new things and tricks they can bring to the table.
I don't think I can add anything to this. We've had a lot of talks about especially the Ghost Face set, because to me it's mechanically one of the most interesting sets besides the Oni, but we might not get to that. So if we maybe just run it back to the Demogorgon real quick before we throw you into a little break. For the Demogorgon sets, if we only had to predict that one, would you say Torment or 9 Owls? Or do you say clear 2-0 for Torment?
I think Torment 2-0 here. I am
Okay.
ready for this to be clipped and then pasted later, and then everyone on Twitter can call me mean names, which happens fairly often. Everyone in chat can call me mean names as well. I don't know, man. Happens to the best of us. But yeah, I'm calling the Torment 2-0 here. I think this team, they're just too strong. They have the name recognition at the end of the day. They have the advantage in picking the number of sets today. So even if it's not the 2-0, yeah, dub to Torment. Just simple as that, dare I say. Don't worry, Night Owls. This doesn't mean that I hate you guys. I still wish you all the luck in the match coming up.
I mean, same goes for me as well. Night Owls, like I said last week, they've performed a clear 2-0. They gave the survivors the time to complete 2 gens on the Ghostface set until they were 4K. So it was phenomenal. I'm interested to see how this goes. Maybe, okay, I'll revoke my statement. I'm gonna say the Demogorgon set might be the deciding factor this time, because if they can take that one from Torment, I think Night Owls have that much of a better chance to take the whole matchup down. But I think that's enough of the theoretics for us. At least for now, we're gonna throw it into a little break and then be right back ASAP as soon as the matchup starts.
A little bit of a surprise was here as we head straight into this series. Ivan going to be starting out on the killer Demogorgon here. And try to control this. Take a chase nice early on within the corrupted generator, so not particularly ideal if you're the demo here, but going to be starting off just being run around in circles by Doug. First hit going to be, getting juked very slightly. Is this going to be able to buy time to actually make this pallet? Not quite. So yeah, hit's going to be coming through, but remember, every single second of delay here really, really counts. Finally, Inja going to be coming out onto the Claudette here. Relatively standard build, add-ons are really nothing special. Yeah, nice juke there from Claudette as well. Understanding that the Shred has to go out through that corner, but there's so little distance there. It is going to be coming through nice and easy. Relatively quick down for a Demogorgon.
I'd say that was a really good start. I mean, if you reduct that the chase was in the corrupted area, I mean, they're no longer corrupted now that the first hook is coming in, but there won't be as much progress on the gens as we usually see on the Demogorgon set, because, on the Demogorgon you do expect them to complete all the gens, which is also why Ivan, for example, has chosen to take the Noah.
Yeah, Demogorgon might be up there for one of the cutest kills in the game, but in terms of deadliest, maybe lacking it just a little bit. Obviously, Scourge coming out early, but yeah, and this is exactly the play here. Yes, you're maybe not getting quite as much value from your regression pokes as you like. The survivors are just going to be splitting on these gens, but a camp/tunnel out onto the Claudette is very likely, simply because you've got the down so early on. Oftentimes, when you're playing killer in these comp settings, it's a matter of deciding, okay, am I going to tunnel someone out? 90% of the time, the answer is yes, but maybe if it took you a little too long to get that first down, you instead just go for getting as many hook stages as possible on separate survivors. By taking a single survivor out of the game, your odds of winning drastically increase.
So, chasing them, putting them into second stage is a pretty good decision because Turdog, only one more stage, he's out of the game. So maybe go for a second survivor now, or keep at least a little bit of an eye on your gens. I mean, now you still have the chance to secure somewhat of a 3-gen at least, which has gotten harder with the new update that came in, and we haven't even touched on that. Can you give us like a small rundown of what effects have been put into play here?
Yeah, so first of all, slightly nerfing the survivor side. Whenever you damage a generator, in the past you would just tap the generator and it would stop regressing. Now you need to actually do a little bit of progress on the gen or else it will continue to regress. So you can no longer just tap a gen mid-chase and be done with it. On the killer side, it's arguably a lot more damaging. Every generator can only be regressed 8 times, which something quite funny. The behavior said, yeah, this didn't happen in most games, as Ivan swings lunges at the voices in his head there. They're non-existent, but still, gonna be trying to get this chase now. Tunnel gonna be coming out onto the Claudette, but is able to make it to a pallet. That is that case coming through, helping out massively. 2 body blocks are all through. You're looking at this, you don't think it's too bad. I got 3 injures, isn't that great? But you don't care about injures, you care about getting this Claudette out the game, dunking that pallet. And remember, because the tunnel came out so early, now running to this other side of the map, there's plenty of resources to work with, or not, or you can just dodge that one. That could actually make the difference between whether the kill comes through or not. Not going to happen in the end. But again, more time on the clock, and as we always say, time is the biggest tool that you have in Dead by Daylight.
And you have had time to put a little bit of a tactical crouch in there at the end to seal the deal, at least to give you good voice to the rest of the team, which in the meantime have been able to complete a 3rd gen, which is nice, but you're still looking at a really, well, not the best condition for the survivors, right? You have 2 injuries you have to take care of and 2 more gens to go, so what's the optimal outcome here? What are you aiming towards?
Well, probably not that.
Well.
Probably not face planting into the ground there for your survivors here. Not entirely ideal. Scourge are going to be coming through. Timing there, not entirely able to deny that 4th generator. And yeah, now it's just a case of you're actually in a relatively strong position for a competitive Demogorgon. You might think, Egder, what the hell are you talking about? There's 1 gen remaining, the Sweet 5's alive. What are you talking about? But we have an injure, we have a fresh hook, we have a decent split of gens. I think Regression was able to come through there as well. And more crucially, this no-ed. It is almost a guaranteed down. And that's actually going to be the injure coming through. A little bit of beef there from Arushi. And yeah, not quite anticipating that break there either. So a lot of space going to be bought. That's another down. You can see Ace running right back towards the hook, but the awareness from the demo is simply too much. Knows it's going to be coming through right now. Not going to be letting up the pressure, but yeah, once realizing save comes through, actually does make me eat my own words a little bit there. Going to be popping Arushi onto a hook now, and this is exactly why getting 1 survivor out of the game is so crucial.
I feel like Ivan did also listen to you and wanted to make clear that, okay, hey, I am in a good position. I just got another hook stage, then there is another down. There's still a gen to complete, and I have the know-it. So he's like, yeah, let me prove his point and put these survivors in their place, because right now you have to decide where your priorities are. Well,
oh my god.
Not the god pallet, dropping that one in the dance saves Winter from dying just for a bit longer, but is there any more resources he can use to maybe keep the Demogorgon from his feet? It's a crouch that helps him and get behind the corner, but you're still not out of the danger zone yet as the resources are getting slimmer and slimmer.
Yeah, we're going to be having so many filler pallets on this side. Again, Claudette's chase here didn't last particularly long, so there's still plenty of resources. You can dump pallet after pallet after pallet. Unfortunately, survivors do not have the ability to drop stacks of tires onto the killers. I think they're releasing that in next year's anniversary update. We'll have to see. Reset is going to be coming through for these survivors here, so a little bit healthier now. Another hook stage is going to be coming onto Winter Edit. Ideally, you'll be getting a kill here, but you'll take this. These survivors have been forced off gens almost entirely, and if this is Winter's first hook, then yeah, there's also potential for another Scourge hook here. Some more regression going to be coming through as Arushi. Oh, very sneaky hiding behind that rock. Demo knows something's up, but can't tell quite what it is.
Well, I mean, at least now we know that there has been a save coming through, and I don't think anyone's working on the gens right now. The new HUD is giving that away. So pause on the objective right now, and if there's another fast down, survivors are kind of caught up in that loop we've been talking about. So let's see for how long Winter can stall this time, but there's no pellet. There might be someone close by to take a hit on. There he is! Rushi is there, but not thick enough. Winter takes that down and therefore has to go straight back onto the hook, and the survivors still have to split their time, but they're managing it quite well, as we see Rats working on the generator with over 50%, and I think they did hit that skill check. It just looked a bit wonky.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Something strange gameplay-wise still. Going to be using these portals now, Ivan, to get around the map. And yeah, it's actually very potential. There's a good potential here to get 4K. Perfect TP. Going to be right on top of the survivors here. Arushi is going to be trying to save Winter's life at all costs. Be the body block, be the sacrifice, be the hero that saves the day. Because last time a little bit of a snipe came through. That didn't happen there, so a little bit more space going to be bought here. Winter is now going to have the pallet in this fun bus to play with. They call it the fun bus for a reason, not really to play against. So the killer, but Ivan sure as hell don't care. Just going to be getting that down. What you doing?
Oh, there's the pallet save coming through. Winter and it back on its feet. That's not what Ivan wanted to get out of this round. Look at that. Rats has been stuck on the objective.
With deja vu as well.
Go. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes, 6% ain't a whole lot, but it can certainly add up in these high-pressure situations. So that completion is going to be coming through here. Yeah, another pallet. No pallet save, unfortunately, going to be coming through. And I think that's the survivor with hope actually being killed there. Gonna have to quickly see whether it's Arushi that had it or Winter at it. So it does make your end game a little bit easier now. And now it's just a case of who can you lock down? Can you get Arushi or Rats? Can you confirm those 2 stages? Get your 10 stages that you would. That is actually a very strong performance on demo. And yeah, gonna be on the tail of, I believe that was Rats, or not entirely sure where each survivor is. This exit gate, not quite 99, doesn't have a lot of progress on it. It's actually going to be Arushi here that's going to be chased down. It doesn't particularly matter which survivor you get. Oh, careful there, bud. It doesn't entirely matter which survivor you get, provided you're just able to get one of them. Pressuring out that exit gate, but again, it's splitting it up, and without these exit gates actually 99, there is no real hope of getting through them, and Noed's still going to be active.
But that was a nice choice from Arushi, dropping the pallet on that side anyways, because that gives him the space to move freely around the map and move away from the chase, having zoned the killer himself as a survivor, which usually you don't have the chance to do so, but now with the exit gate being open, there is a great chance of maybe even both escaping. It depends on the positioning, but there's also still the hatch. Well, this went from
I see what's happening.
Possible 2 out, and I think Rats also has a hatch in mind, and there you go. Wow. I think he saved that one. That was very nice.
Yeah, very strong play from the survivors there at the end, just saving as many stages as they could. It seemed like Demo almost had a guaranteed extra 2 stages in the bag, but some nice Fabian tactics coming out from the survivors, you know, avoiding conflict by any means necessary, seemed to work out for them. So I believe that's going to be 8 stages. We're going to have to confirm slightly later, but I believe it was 8 stages, all gens done, 4 fresh hooks. Not a bad performance from the demo. Going to be starting to see whether that is going to be matched out. So tune in after. Going to be seeing whether, I believe Night Owl's going to be killing next, seeing whether they can match this one out.
The survivors of Team Night Owls just saved themselves from being 4K'd in the last few minutes of our previous trial. Let's see if these survivors from Team Torment can do the same. Arushi has to bring up an amazing killer performance now to match what we've just seen.
Yeah, and honestly, there's not a whole lot to really differentiate these kills. There's no variation in build. There's no variation in, you know, the game plan, the add-ons, anything like that. So it's just about finding a survivor first. Now the difference is, last game the down came through very early. I believe by this point there was already an injure. Only now actually going to be finding the survivor. So now, oh, that's so sad. You hold that shred for a second longer, you get that hit through. But obviously Arushi sure as hell can't read minds, and not going to be working out there, unfortunately. So just trying to play this 4-lane wall here. try and force Survivor into a bad position. Yeah, that's going to be happening. Yeah, when you have to play in lanes in complete straight lines, Demo does pretty well. Going to be trying to get this down nice and early, but the wherewithal here from Claudette, a little bit too high for that. So just more time going to be burnt off the clock here. Once again, vaulting this window. Arushi is just kind of spinning around in circles. Hey, if you don't know your own moves, neither does the enemy, right?
Absolutely, it's trying to maybe confuse Stevie a bit, but he is one of our most known 1v1 players, so that's what I've been worried about. Full team now at ours. Can they look around these Survivor performances of Team Torment? We will see how long that chase lasts. This time, Arushi is very, very successful getting the first down. I think almost equally as early as the last trial, and even getting a second injury.
Chase was firmly taking place in the corrupted gens that entire time as well, so no real immediate pressure coming out from survivors. Obviously, it does mean that these 3 gens on this side are going to be far less progressed than all the others, so that is a relatively nice 3 gen to try and hold, but really you're just looking for those stages. Again, Night Owl survivors, as was rightly said, able to only get 8 stages, so 9 hook stages here would be a win. Remember, our scoring system goes generators, then hook stages, then and then fresh hooks. If that's completely even, then we go into tiebreakers, but obviously that has yet to be seen currently. So Gen going to be done far on the other side here, and yeah, Arushi's going to be sticking around here. This is where all of your gens are. You can keep a lock on 4 of them. You can keep a lockdown onto the Claudette as well. Likely just going to be waiting until second stage and realizing, yeah, Survivor's going to be poking out this one a little bit. Can I get a cheeky injury through without actually, you know, yeah, you want to prevent this from coming through, but not actually going to be able to happen unless, yeah, not actually committing to the trade, just going to be running away. Claudette hitting second stage, almost? Yeah, no, definitely has hit second stage now. Yeah, just now. Going to be coming through. Now everyone's injured. A little bit of a fumble here from the survivors of Tremor.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure if that was how they anticipated things to go. Arushi spotted both of them really early there and got an injury on both of them.
Torment, my bad.
I feel like that trade would have been mandatory, but they did get him off of the hook. However, this now might be a chance for Arushi to even get a little bit of a snowball going, maybe even get to him off the ground, because no one is here to be able to take a hit for each other. But the obvious target right now is Stevie. Can he find him again?
A bit further inside the map, so obviously you would love to interrupt the reset here, but is that actually going to be happening? Stevie's still injured up, seeing who's necessarily healing who, because that is enemy number 1. That is the bounty that you absolutely want to be achieving right now. Actually, that's going to be teleporting right on top of a couple of injured survivors. I think that's the Yona going to be there. Obviously, relatively quiet. That's why you pick them at the end of the day. That's why people pick these individual survivors, the quietest ones, but still. Yeah, I'm going to be zoning him out here. Seems relatively good. Actually, the body block is going to be coming through. So the communication from Torment on point to actually get these people in these body block positions. And now you're running to the other side of the map. And you sure as hell do not want to be here if you are Arushi. But you're going to be happy with the down at the very least.
Oh, look how far away from the window he's laying. That might have looked different on his screen. Looked maybe a bit like of a Pokos. But Arushi sure as hell is happy with getting Shina on the hook as well. However, he's still able to be hidden away and get fully healed as well, just for long enough. Ivan Dow spotted again. This might be a second down really fast. Well, put it still in there. You have the right direction to go back into the mid-map. And another for the Palatus, this Bosel Irons putting up a fight. Before how long can he do it? Nice crowd. Just didn't go far enough, but that one hit 30 through the pallet and on the ground. Ivan on the floor and Shina still on the hook.
Absolutely filthy hit there. Obviously, credit to Ivan for dodging that first shred and obviously not quite landing. But this one, it's saying nothing but net, but it hit all of it right there. And so that's going to be another fresh hook. Plus, that is going to be a Scourge hook as well. So a little bomb aggression is coming through. Interestingly enough, no gens have actually been completed in this time frame. So obviously the reset has come out onto the Claudette, so no longer the juiciest target to tunnel in the world. And Arushi seems to be agreeing, not really prioritizing finding that Claudette, instead just prioritizing, you know, playing by the survivor rulebook, so to speak. Spreading out these hooks, spreading out this pressure, seeing what you can get done here. Gonna be doing some renovations on this main building right now, and yeah, this main building now kind of sucks, I think, to be honest, but still. Flying, as you do, but legs on the court, but legs on the knee are a little too fast for that.
Oh gee, I believe our last fresh hook survivor now taking the chase for Team Torment. First injury coming in relatively quick, but we have 2 full life survivors who could potentially take a hit, which would be in theme of what we've seen so far, and especially in theme for Team Torment. But Orishi right now is doing a pretty good job, because we have seen all of the survivors like, well, relatively regularly, so not as much time has been put on the gens, which isn't the worst if body blocks work for you. But I'm getting a bit worried if the 3rd gen doesn't pop soon.
I mean, yeah, again, as you can see, more time is being spent healing there, and it feels like an opportunity has really been gifted here to Torment, almost on a silver platter, but again, they're opting to spend their time resetting. They must have very good confidence in their ability to get these gens done, because...
That was a nice head-on. Damn, good timing. You did get the hit, but you saved C for another time.
Jesus Christ. Alright, mate. Well, that's the new season of Stranger Things is looking a little underwhelming, if that's going to be the content. Just out grazing the very edge of them right there. And yeah, going to be trying to play this window. Drop comes through, but that's a miss! What do you mean that's a miss?
What are you doing to Urushi right now? That felt like a steal behavior. Give that man the down he deserves. He's been chasing them for so long, and he's been doing such a great job. But Team Torment right now on top again. The pallet will be dropped, and now it's part of a mind game. But look at that! OG coming in at the right point in time, and they're still going.
The gen still hasn't popped, surely. Jesus Christ, what is happening? This seems like bullying. It does kind of seem like Arushi is just getting bullied right now. Toxic. Oh my god. Oh, Arushi, you poor thing. Someone get Arushi some therapy after this match, please. Holy hell, I think they're gonna need it.
I mean, they did get the down now. The next hook coming on to Stevie, and therefore a survivor leaves the trial, which does leave Urushi in an okay position, because only 1 additional gen has popped in the meantime. So the question still remains, was all of it worth it? Have you been pressuring your objective enough? Because there's been a chase going on almost for the whole time. Now first hit onto Ivan, but Urushi also knows, okay, he hasn't been on his gens for a long time. So maybe check on them again, maybe put a lot of pressure across the board so he can stay in control.
Yeah, same control here, and oh, the prediction coming through. That is 1 threaded needle right there. And yeah, gonna be running into this corner will be the Yona. So yeah, so I'm not sure what happened in distance there. That okay, never mind. That's just a portal being sealed up. So that does actually hamper the demo in a certain way. Obviously, not quite able to get to where you want, but also it now means that you have a decent idea of where the survivors are. Especially with, I'm not sure if that was a 7%, whether that was a gen, just a skill check being failed would be very unlikely to just outright fail a skill check. But now you kind of know roughly where 2 of these survivors are, and going to be looking around here as Arushi just kind of doing the Macarena there. It's almost like when spamming the shred. Yeah, the Macarena. That's what we'll call that.
In the meantime, save came through, and well, it's no surprise that we know which survivor is going to be our next target here for Urushi. Shouldn't ask the next one you want to take out of the trial, but there is an RG who once again wants to save his teammates from the elimination, but you don't have as much time to set up, to regroup, and to heal up again, so Shina's on his own, and well, he himself has the head on, so there's no one who can do that for him. Ivan close too as well, but uh-oh, this might be the snowball we've been fearing.
Oh no, this is what happens. Eventually all that pressure's going to catch up to you in one fell swoop. You have to set the dominoes and knock them all down just like this. Actually, the only one left. Pickup is going to be coming through just about, but actually going to be going down for their troubles here. Knows that Shinar is not far away, sees the scratch mark, sees the blood, running over to where the other survivor is. Oh no, there's no way that this ends up being a 4K.
Oh god, they've been doing so good, but the dreaded objective Might just be their demise. All of them go to the ground. The Rouge about the 4K to secure the 4K on 1 gen remaining. And you know what that means right there.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be, barring some absolute miracle bizarro play with Hatch or Unbreakable, which I don't even think is allowed here. Oh, never mind that. That is going to be Night Owls taking this first set away on the Demogorgon. And, well, certainly making me eat my own words from earlier. I was in here predicting the Torment 2-0. I was wrong, stupid, mistaken, anything else that you could say about that. But, yeah, so well played here from, but if we do the analysis here, obviously, you always have to give credit to the killer, so magnificent play coming out from Arushi. On the other hand, I feel like the survivors really did fumble just a little bit. There was a long segment of time where not a whole lot was really happening, and no, oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Just making sure if you don't make
toxic bully squad in game.
I mean, I know what you're saying though, because the chases did feel somewhat survivor-sided. They put up a great job. They took a long time. They always were there to take the hits, but it feels like where the fumble comes in is keeping on the objective as well. And at some point, it feels like that just got left behind, and if you put a bit more emphasis on that one, there is potential to turn this around completely. Well, it didn't happen, and Rushi did do a great job also securing a couple of very fast downs, so maybe Omega 180, maybe Night Owls 2-0.
I probably quit my job forever if they did. That would, but I would be out of shame for the most part, given my past prediction. Very well played there, two Night Owls. However, going to be taking this set on the Demogorgon. Going to be going over to Ghost Face. Night Owls going to be starting out on the killer there. Join us in just a few minutes. See whether Night Owls can close out this series or if Torment wants to give us a match on our hands. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
And we're back again with the first Ghost Face trial. And just to keep everybody updated on what just happened, well, the servers did a little bit of an oopsie because they sent us to NA without any NA players present, and we didn't want to have every player play on a disadvantage, so we did a no-fault restart, so no penalties, nothing has changed, only a better ping for all players, so better, well, game health overall.
Servers did a little bit of trolling, and so did Nancy there. Just a little bit of trolling. We do, in fact, use head-on, just because we feel like it. Rat's not going to be committing to this. Finds a juicier target in the Claudette here. So tries to turn around corner, and yeah, this will be a rough one to play. Going to be getting that initial hit. So nice early intro is exactly what we want. He's going to have this power now. Actually going to be opting to stalk a little bit, so not actually committing for that. So I guess now Steve's in a weird predicament where they don't really want to heal because they know that now they have a decent amount of stalk progress on them, but also not healing means that they're one shot anyway, so it doesn't really matter either. But you're going to get a whole lot here, and it does seem like the game plan of Survivors just be almost hunting the Ghost Face down where you can to try and get that expose off. And yeah, another chase is going to be coming through now onto the Nancy. Nice long corridor. This is a decent power to play around. Rats don't want any of this. Bought the brutal strength specifically for that, actually. So no. Yeah, Nancy asked, did you want this smoke? And Rat said, no, I have brutal strength. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yeah, he said, bye-bye, let's switch up the target once again. I think it was a nice decision to not go for Stevie immediately. Oh, we can't do reset point, that's huge. Stevie exposed though, so it doesn't give any value, even though on 99, so we might just wait for the ability to recover for him to get exposed back, or we just commit onto Stevie. But that's the survivor that I believe Torment wants Rats to chase, because he has been, well, showing himself a little bit more than the adversary. I mean, if you can call the head on that one.
Yeah, I guess so. We are going to have Adri coming through here. Pallet going to be seeing, playing around. Ooh, swinging, nothing but net going to be hit there. Taking the window vault. Able to simply, yeah, not actually going to opt to continue chase this through. Can he get another 99 stalk on? So, decent play here from Rat. Still undetectable, and yeah, going to be trying to, because right now the survivors are desperately calling the position out. Priority number one is to break that. That is the 100% stalk, and now you know that Adri is going to be chased down to the ends of the earth.
Or just to the library. Maybe that's going to be good information. Stevie coming in, though, to take a hit for Audrey. That's what we've seen so far. Let's see if they get an eye on their objective more than in the last trial. So, because they needed their back 0-1 to 9 hours just to keep everybody in the picture of what's just happened, and now got it out of the way. But Audrey is doing a really good job on staying on his 2 feet, and we do see the next survivor close already, maybe trying to take ahead, which on the Ghost Face set also will do a great job in getting the thought process rid of you. But Ivan, that's more than 99.
Oh. Yeah, gonna be locking it down now. Ivan in a bit of a rough predicament, and that's the lunge coming through. Simple little clean mind game from Rats there. Says, how you doing, bud? Comes round the corner. Exposed is going to be wearing off on Adri and Steve, and it is Stevie, sorry, and it is going to be a bit of a rough one to try and get that back. At the start of the game, you're definitely as strong as a Ghost Face, where people can't necessarily pinpoint your position all the time. You have to get these initial stalks off. Trying to re-99 someone after doing it the first time is going to be pretty difficult, but you did eventually get your first down, and again, look where survivors are. Mostly not on generators, and that is worth a lot in this game.
Yeah, and it might turn into a huge problem. I'm already a bit worried for all survivors because, you know, Ghost Face on this map, it's a mess to deal with. And keeping your objective as it is our first win condition on time is very, very important.
99.
Look at Rats. Another 99, now on half, another survivor, half HP. Rats putting up another great Ghost Face performance as of right now.
Yeah, phenomenal play coming out thus far. So did have this pop goes the weasel, didn't actually access it, and actually going to be interrupting the heal there. Oh, Ivan not going to be the target today, but likely going to be the one hunted down, hounded down right now. Pallet was also dropped there as well, essentially useless, just a lame duck in the fight right now. And all the survivors get grouped up right here, and yeah, even if the chase isn't really coming through onto all of them, they still all have to split. Another body block going to be coming through. Stevie going to be taking that injury, and yeah, you can. Why the hell won't you? Interesting pressure that's going to be coming out here from Rats, running this round in circles. This library is hard to play around for the best of killers. So, you know, it's not like Rats is particularly happy to be chasing there. Going to be taking this one instead, and it looks like looked like Steve was running out of things to work with, but does have a pallet here. Actually, just going to be opting to run away from it. Finds another one here. Larry's can be a disgusting map on occasion.
Stevie not even going for the comp drop, waiting until it hits Rats right on the head, giving him plus wave with a play to the face, but the next pallet doesn't go down in time. However, Stevie is going to hit the ground pallet saves. Any survivors close? I wouldn't have been surprised by that from Team Torment, I have to say, but they're taking the time to reset all of the others, which is so important, especially with a sloppy butcher in play. It would take so long to do that on your own, or just with 2 teams paired up. So they are taking the right measures, I'd say, but please still keep those gens in mind.
Yeah, remember the Sloppy Butcher doesn't really allow you to 99 the heals as normally doing it. It's a standard procedure to 99 each other's heals before actually, you know, before actually completing them, just to make sure that you really don't give your position away, you're playing it as safe as humanly possible. You can both make a sprint for it when you get out, but Sloppy Butcher does deny that. Yeah, Ivan is going to be found here again. Not really the survivor that you want to be found here, if you're the survivors right now, but half the stalk is going to be coming out. Rat says, wham bam, thank you ma'am, I am happy with that. Going to be returning back over to the generators. Eruption was able to apply earlier, still going to be popping them on these gens right now, and ooh, yeah, good attempt there, but very quickly exposed, and it's not particularly... Obviously, you can find them later, sure. They're actually just going to be going over, dropping the power. That is that green add-on, Olsen's Wallet. Recharges your power when breaking the pallet. So maybe it's actually a bit of a place to be leaving some of these pallets up on occasion, just to be able to recharge the power. And ooh, good stalk coming there onto Nia.
You have to say though, it feels like Rats is keeping all of the survivors on their feet, and he knows exactly where he has to go and when he has to be at what point. Maybe even able to cut some of them off while trying to escape his cold bloody grasp. Audrey in a very difficult position. Stark is ready, he's trying to cut his way once again. He's able to do so. Exposed, no pallet closed. That means on the ground for Audrey. Another hook stage for Rats, and no second gen to be inside.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario there if you're Rats, to be perfectly honest. And once again, you see how scared these survivors have to play against a Ghost Face on Larry's. The silent killer can just pop out from quite literally the ends of the earth to just take you out. So it's forcing these resets to come through. These gens are progressing at an agonizing pace. To say that we are even halfway through the game would be generous.
Yeah, it feels like a really slow trial, but Rats is fully in control as of right now. Finding Shana again. Still enshrouded, so able to stalk further, but he's so close. Why not just take them one and then continue the chases and you would normally? Trying to cut his way off, maybe once again trying to be very efficient on his way towards maybe his fourth down and his fourth hook stage. And the faster it comes, the better for us. But the survivors of Team Torment, again, busy with the resets. Now with all of them being back to full health, maybe they can get another gen out, but Shino has to take the time, put the time on the table for the team. The next pallet's close enough to get the drop. Oh, where do you go from here?
Well, into another survivor who is going to be taking another hit, and we know what that means. Time for more resets, time for more body blocks, time for even less generators to be done here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for the long haul. I think grab a bag of popcorn, order some Uber Eats. It might arrive, it might just arrive before this game finishes. You never know. But it is going to be a kick coming through onto this gen here. Very progressed up. Rats is very, very wary, can sniff out people, can sniff out rats, so to speak, who might be hoarding around that gen. Don't laugh at that. That was a horrific joke. Don't worry about it.
I just know Dyer in the background is going to be taking notes and going to be using that one as soon as he can, so just be prepared for that.
Stare down coming through here onto the Claudette, and you don't really want to have a staring contest with the Ghost Face. It seems to be a bit of an exercise in futility. This is the exact same spot as earlier. Well, yeah, Stalker's going to be coming through, and the Legion, the army came out to body block. They were hiding in the walls. They came to protect their friend, but they couldn't quite manage it. Oh my god. Going to be seeing if this will play for the basement hook, and basement against Ghost Face. That is disgusting.
Wow, that's so disgusting. I don't know if he's gonna camp that one, but it certainly is a second stage. We haven't seen Ivan for a long time, though, what I want to mention, which means he has been on the gen, hopefully, and we've seen a bit of progress, but there's pop goes the generator again, and, well, a lot of progress missing. There is the rescue coming in, Stevie back on his feet, but also now Rad's back there, wants to take him out of the trial completely. Body block coming in, waiting for the BT to run out, but he's still there, and Shina tries to keep him alive. Once again, it's the survivor that they tried to keep alive in the last trial as well. Maybe they will be more successful this time.
Yeah, Stevie just seeming to be the golden goose right now. Rats really, really wants Adam. Yeah, I'm going to be stalking up Ivan here, exposing, not actually exposing him. So yeah, that's going to be the mark coming through once again. Utilizing that haste, shuts some more distance down. Is there anything here for Ivan to work with? Just barely. Going to be blinding him, actually. So a bit of an interesting use there. Residual Manifest, not really perfectly... Yeah, not really a part you see a lot, but obviously going to be used by these survivors here to its fullest potential. And right now, Ivan does have a pretty strong setup. This pallet is one that you don't really want to get stunned by if you're a killer, but then you also have this window to play around here that kind of partially connects to it too. But that's better there from Rats, and yeah, another eruption coming through, which means even less generators are going to be completed. Hey! And that's another reset. Hey! Never mind, took the words out of my mouth. It's a miracle! The Christmas miracle, a few months too late, but you know what, we'll take it anyway. This is the winter circuit, not the Christmas circuit. There's a difference.
Yeah, know the difference.
Exactly.
Get it down in your notebooks, guys. Well, but at least it has been a second gen. I'm not sure how much progress we have on the other ones. There's one ticking down, which had quite a decent amount of progress actually. So they've been on the objective way more, so they've tried to better their mistake. However, Ivan's still on the hook, but maybe now is the time to actually take some time to get him saved, because none of your survivors have stock process, so you don't run the risk of getting exposed while trying to save your teammate. Oh, that was a cute little visual right there. But this time,
guy.
trade this time. We need that one.
Yeah, seems like Trade is just going to be coming out here. Obviously, Shinar has not been hooked yet, so this is going to be the final fresh hook if it does come down to that for Rats right now. But yeah, going to be popping another body to sacrifice. Meanwhile, this gen has actually been going pretty well, progressed pretty neatly. Obviously, you have this pop here for Rats, but oh, okay, stun coming through there. I sure as hell didn't know there was a survivor there, but Rats clearly has a brain the size of Jupiter, and it seems to be working right now. Oh, and they found the gen that needed to be popped. Jesus Christ. That is the, but you can hear the nice crackling of the bone there. Final regression event on that generator. So, once it gets worked on again, that gen can no longer actually be, re-regressed anymore. So no eruption, no kick, no pop is going to do anything to it.
And there is a third generator on the board for our survivors now, so they have fixed a mistake on their objective, so this might spell a better outcome for them this time. Audrey, however, will have to find another pallet. However, it's going to be a spell of guts right now. He's down on the floor again. It will be only a second hook stage, so there's still some hanging time which the survivors can also utilize to keep working on those gens for a little longer maybe. But we have had, well, another reset come in, so let's see how this trial is going to turn out. I have to say though, Torment somewhat feels like the bully Swift that only worries about how good their own chasers are, and they're really, really good at their chasers. Let's see what the outcome is going to be with this one.
Yeah, but you can only be so good at chasers when there's actually things on the map left for you to work with. And as you can see here, it is a boulevard of broken pallets here for Rats to be dealing with. Going to be actually catching Shinar out in the open here. Going to not really be caring about that stalk pro, just getting the injure instead. But knows where, Rats knows where the head is at. It's going to be coming right back towards this hook. And obviously, you aren't able to, I mean, second stage anyway, so it's not going to matter, but you aren't allowed to self-unhook in DBDLeague, so it really can be disgusting to just stealth sort of near the hook, just kind of, you know, note when anyone comes in and just hit them for free. Gonna actually be camping Adri to death, so gonna be calling that. And Ivan came through at the last second, but not quite enough there. This is going to be one of the final pallets really left on the map to be dunked, but not a particularly good one at that. A little bit of very toxic flashlight clicky coming through from Ivan there. Someone put a minus rep on that man's profile, but in the meantime, going to be continuing to run this one through, and yeah, Ivan's in a real bad spot now.
You gotta put up for that BM you just did. Maybe gonna eat your words or your flashlight. Whoop. But they're just the best buddies. Stevie's always there to save them from the dead. Everybody's now injured though. I was going to say if they sacrifice Audrey, there has to be at least another gen to compensate for that, and they did that. So it's one gen remaining. I feel like this is either the 4K or the Max. Well, the Survivor's a really, really good spot to be in, but look at that gen.
Yeah, and obviously we've been going on a little bit about how long this game takes, but at the end of the day, these survivors and these killers, they are playing nothing but the best Dead by Daylight they can. And it seems like this patient play, is kind of what you have to do. Obviously, none of this is meant to be poking fun at the players themselves. It's more so just when you are in a map with so many tight corners against a killer who can kind of just leap on you from the shadows whenever they really want to, it's very necessary to play this slow, patient style. But Ivan right now getting a little impatient here. Instead, just going to be helping out Shinar. Stork's actually coming through from a distance, and again, very careful staring down. Going to get the mark there, not even for the kill, but just to get that extra haste. Not quite working there. Actually opting, no, not going to be committing to zoning this out. Instead, just going to be going back over towards the gen. This has been called out. CV is going to be running for the hills.
Oh, now they are, well, I think making Rat sweat just a little bit. He knows he has to go back towards his gens. I want have to complete the one gen that can't be regressed anymore. I think we have, right? I think it was this one in the showers. Just imagine one gen left that he can't regress now.
The gen that was being worked on before, I do believe was actually fine to be regressing. I think that was still able to be kicked, so we are going to have to see that. The one in the showers, yeah, as you say, not quite. I haven't been doing the mental warfare, to be perfectly honest, about which generator is always locked down or not. It's a new mechanic, something we're still all getting used to. But Ivan there, 99, not realizing it right at the end, and oh Shinar, you ain't looking too hot now, bud.
Well, it's gonna get cool on the ground. There better get somebody to pick you up while Shinar is in chase right now, trying to get someone out of the shroud, and is actually successful at that. Does get the M1 from Rat, so again, pretty good position to be in. CV, what objective are you going to focus on now? Do you think you can still get some outs, or do you just focus on the last generator to be prepared to have the best possible win condition for the first one? Well, look at that! Who's close? Who tries to save Shinar's life once again? It's TV. It's our 1v1 king. Trying to go for another chase. Ivan still on the ground though.
Say what you will about Torment, but they are nothing if not selfless. Holy hell, it feels like they value each other's lives more than their own. You combine that all together and you have a team that's just refusing to give up, refusing to die. And Shinar is going to be one chased down here all the way to the ends of the earth. And you're all out of stuff here. So you are just going to be comp cornering as you do. A little bit of fun play at the end here. Another reset is going to be coming through here, but I don't believe that gen in the showers was actually regressing this time. So you can do what you can to just eke a little more progress out of it, but it's going to be a weird split because obviously Rats is going to head right back towards that gen. Someone's going to have to get Shinar off the hook. Someone's going to have to try and pressure that gen with a very, very psychopathic Ghost Face just watching you down the whole time. You've got eyes in the back of your head, hairs on the back of your neck are standing up, and Stevie has been caught out here. Pellet to be working with. Nice stun coming through. Take the distance that you can because Rats is hot on your heels right now, and few things in the world can protect you from that.
You need every meter you can get, but you're back to the unsafe pallet, and that means back into the ground. Everybody's dead hook, so CV is probably going to leave the trial right now. We're still going back for the rescue. They want this last generator completed. They want the win condition to be at least 4K maybe for the next one. But you still have to get to that point, and as of right now, I'm not sure if they can get that. They need to reset. Do they want to reset? I mean, the one positive you can take is it doesn't matter which survivor gets chased, because, well, first WinCon, second both of them are gonna leave the trial if you beat them. That was a close one, it could have been already.
Oh my god, what's happening? Are you sure we're off the NA servers? Let's confirm it. I don't know. Weird. So some of these hits not quite coming through when you maybe expect they should here right now, but yeah, absolutely nothing to work with before, as we've said. But you have to give credit to the survivors. They've had nothing to work with for the past 10 minutes, and they've been making it happen anyway. It's an absolute miracle that they have lived this long, but I really doubt anything less than a 4K is going to be coming through. Patch, however, not really a guaranteed spawn on Larry's, so that is something that I can try and do. Otherwise, they would just be rushing for the shack to try and get that out. But here, it's a little more RNG based.
Are we waiting for a flashlight save? Are we trying to possibly save
flashlight save in competitive Dead by Daylight? Well, that would be.
I mean, to be fair, Hatch doesn't really help them, because if they don't complete their last generator, the WinCon, well, the other team, the other survivors, only have to complete all the 5 gens. But they've just been waiting until he leaves, and now we have Shinar back on this both feet. They need to complete that gen, otherwise all of this charade has been for nothing.
And seeing this from the survivor POV, you feel the paranoia. Ivan's just gone into a corner. Ivan is scared, wants to go home, wants to be cared for and then go to bed. But no, I guess not. I'm not sure what's happening with the survivors here, but Ivan quite literally deciding that hiding in the corner is the better play here. And yeah, that is going to be... Obviously, you try to force this generator out, but it seems like, yeah, Rats wants to hunt down Ivan for the 4K. Ivan is content to just kind of sit in the corner and live for as long as possible. Interactive survivor gameplay. Like, oh, you can see the heartbeat slowly ticking up. Ivan is. They've turned DBD back into a horror game. For many, the horror has kind of worn off. I'm terrified right now.
It's just kind of like what I can't see me. Like what I can't see isn't there.
This is the worst game of hide and seek I have ever played.
I mean, it would still be kind of a wonky tie condition, right? If you manage to get an out now. So it would still be beneficial for the survivors to get someone out of the trial. So that's like, I mean, it's the last straw you can grasp on, because Ivan, you are all on your own, and I highly doubt that there's a gen that you can complete now. But it still marks a very interesting win condition, I'd say, for the next survivor team. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's see if he makes it out.
I'm going to be seeing, again, this is just, you know, you run around in circles, you see what you can get done here. Keep those ears nice and peeled, because you need to find this. But obviously, Ghost Face is going to be on the hunt. It's a hatch off, for lack of a better term. This is only for one stage at the very end. Obviously, everyone here has been fresh hooked, but you know, one stage could make all the difference at the end of the day. 4 generators have been completed. Rats.
It is just a bit of a spectator bug, so
yeah.
He's walking around. He was because of the switch in the animation.
Ivan reckons. Yeah, Ivan reckons that he's just gonna find the hatch, I guess. Yep, correct. All right, correct answer. Now it's just up against the clock. Ooh, is Ivan gonna be able to get this one? It seems like it. That's a long distance away, and yeah, I think Ivan's not gonna have any difficulties getting this out right now. Oh, come on! Ah, is it gonna be? I don't think it will. No, at the last minute, heartbreak for Ivan here, but that is going to be one of the cleaner Ghostface games that we have seen. It's not like Rats was even playing that much comp DBD at the end of the day. There was a little bit of a camp out onto Adri to secure that kill, I believe, but mostly pressure was split quite well, going after individual survivors, just breaking resource after resource, and well played to Rats there. Very long performance, but a very strong performance nonetheless.
Well, slow and steady gets you towards the end, and they did exactly that. It marks another 4K for Rats on the Ghost Face, and this trial felt like it went on for ages, but we still did go towards the goal of a 4K. Let's see if Torment can do the same, and with no further ado, we'll throw you into a short break.
Was anything to go by, then, you know, put some Family Guy on in the background, maybe put on some Subway Surfers. I don't know. I think we're going to be in for the long haul once again. Going to be same build coming out. Zynox now on the side of to try and run this one through. And yeah, just going to be looking to lock down these gens, stalk very early. Again, this early game can be really crucial. What we have been seeing is that these survivors are being forced to play incredibly safe, incredibly careful. You cannot give this killer an inch or they will take a mile. Zynox is actually going to be out, so a different killer here from last. I believe it was not sure who was last playing, but I don't think it was Zynox for the side of Torment. So new player, and oh my god, hello. says hello to the army right there, and they dunk a pallet on his head. Not really going to be minding, just going to be charging up that power a little bit quicker. Again, Brutal has been bought for this specifically. This build is basically set in stone on Larry's, and there's little room for variation for it. Going to be seeing whether these swords can actually come off here, whether any, you know, expose is going to be coming out onto Zynox, and not really finding anyone, but just kind of the natural capacity, not only of this being an indoor map, but also how careful the survivors have to be. That in itself is quite a lot of gen slowdown. First hit going to be coming through, very clean there.
Hey, our killer from the last trial rats now has to present himself on the survivor side. Let's see how well he can work on this one as well. He put up, well, our most tight win condition here in the DBDL. So let's see what he can do. We got another pallet. It's a safer one, but only if you have the distance to back it up. The rats on the ground relatively fast, I'd say. So I'd say decent start for Zynox, no?
Yeah, decent there. So it does seem to work out in their favor for the time being. Hook is going to be coming out, so this Pop Goes the Weasel can be going onto any of these generators, and Zynox has relatively free capacity to just roam the map as they wish for the time being, but may not actually opt to do that. Might instead just opt to lock down rats, yeah, stay in the center section and make sure that that save is not going to be coming through. Fair enough, you did end up getting a relatively early down, so going to be seeing, and obviously we know that getting a survivor out the game is really most killers' #1 priority. Even above pressuring generators, it's just about killing a survivor. You can focus on the gens later. Is going to be swinging at the voices in his head there. Happens to the best of us.
I mean, I have to say, if you're trying to get him into second stage and make the survivors known there, and so they have to pull 2 survivors over there because they know he's maybe camping there, or otherwise it's going to be a trade. Maybe just trying to make himself known, but look at that. Rushi getting the first hit. It's going to be a trade on the hook, but no second stage for Rata right now. But this free hook, we're gonna take it and give it to the second hook stage. Oh,
basement.
Oh, not only the second hook stage, but also the basement. That marks a very crucial point for Zynox. However, survivors are on the objectives as well. Second gen is being completed.
And initially you might question why Urushi opted to take the trade there. However, the point is, Rat's only on first stage, and so is no longer that nice of a target to actually be tunneling out of the game. And the main point during all of this is that the pressure on the gens has to be good. And it is. It's not perfect. Again, this map is really rough just to find gens, to actually lock them down, to be able to progress them, especially when you have to be looking over your shoulder the whole damn time. But gen pressure has been coming out. That is 2 gens completed. And obviously we have been talking about our 4K1 gens, but obviously the ability to just get every single gen done, if that were possible, then that would secure Night Owls the win in this series and make me look like a damn idiot.
I was not gonna say it makes you look like a damn idiot, but I was going to say that the survivors, they have to focus on their objective, right? Only 2 more gens to go to have the tie ready, so 3 more gens to go to win this. I don't know if Zynox can afford to stay on the hooks for so long. Yes, there is a second stage, and elimination would be very beneficial, but if you don't keep the other 3 survivors on their toes, they have too much time to complete the gens to complete the objective, so you kind of be very wary about how you split your time. You now know the winter edit is here, and maybe has been here for quite some time. That gives you a bit more safe, probably, but still, what about Hungry? What about Rat? Are they?
Yeah, it's a very interesting idea here. Winter is Winter going to be going for the trade? No, just going to be taking that hit, so almost guarantee Urushi's death, and never mind, it's actually Counter Raid who fumbled the bag immeasurably. Right. That really throws a wrench into things, because this looked very good for the Night Owls, but now Urushi's dead, Coaster's Counter's in basement. Oh, no, that was so bad. What? That's unfortunate.
Listen.
That's really unfortunate, yeah.
I believe the plan was have Winter Edit take the first hit, and while he wipes his knife clean of his blood, Counter Raid swoops in without getting a hit to take the save and maybe get him out without a trade, without another survivor being in the basement. Has that worked out? Not at all. And now we're back in the basement. Rats has been injured, so it's going to be another trade. Another hook in the basement. Counter Raid doesn't have too far to go, but Sprint Burst takes him out of the deadly chamber of the Ghost Face. We are not committing to chase. We are going to give Rats a second stage, but look at that. I don't dare to say we could potentially... we are working towards a win or a tie, maybe. And remember what happens if we were to tie this.
Well, if we were to tie this, there'll be another Ghost Face set, ladies and gentlemen. On those, as we said. And, oh, that's Count Raid actually being caught out there. And never mind, you're talking about the tie, but I'm thinking the wind just comes out here from Zynox. Going to be headed right back over towards the base of the coast, and that is exactly where the ace may be. No, we're actually going to be pressuring this gen. Not entirely sure what Winter Edit is thinking right now. Oh, going to be found there, just about. And you do not let up this pressure. That is going to be everyone on the floor. And is that just going to be a clean 4K at 2 gens? Actually, not a tie in the slightest. It seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is Torment's killer. Seems like this might be going a distance.
Well, we are definitely going all the way, which means there will be a third set. There will be an Oni set.
Oh, yeah!
This is quite something. I did expect a 4K too. I'm sorry, I did not expect that, but I am very happy we're not tying this because it possibly would have been another 25 minutes matches. I mean, the last one was really, really entertaining, but I am so happy that once in a new moon we do get to see an Oni set. And even on these two teams who have been both performing really good. Okay, one thing I want to say though, what do you think would have happened if the first save where Winter Edit and Counter Raid kind of fumbled, you know, when they wanted to get the save in basement? What do you think would have happened if they were successful in doing that?
Oh, I think all the gens would have been completed, and Night Owls would have taken this series 2-0. Simple as that. I don't know what else to say, but I guess to explain the thought process a little further. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I just wanted to add, because it might sound a little meaner than it's meant to come across. I'm just saying that because 4K on 2 gens remaining doesn't sound like a good outcome, but I want to put the emphasis on if just this one thing goes wrong or goes right, this could have looked completely different. So it's not like Night Owls drop the ball completely or the other way around. It's just those tiny things make huge impact.
Yeah, words to live by there. We are going to be heading over to our Oni set next, so this is 1-1 in the series. Going to be seeing, who is going to take this series. It is going to be the Oni Night Owls versus Torment, final match of this series. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with you very shortly.
See, that wasn't the longest break we've had. I'm gonna pull a quick die and do the shortest housekeeping you've ever heard. Well, as you know, the players are now required to send in their builds beforehand, and one build didn't quite match. So we had to have a restart, take out what didn't match, and now we're back into the trial, and now we can really start going down in the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, welcome everybody back once again. And yeah, once again, as we explained, Zynox going to be looking over through all these corrupted gens, so not at the most pressure that you could apply, but again, Survivors here, you play safe, you play nice and calm, especially when you consider the add-ons that they only has. Obviously, Survivors don't know this, but Splintered Hull going to mean that you drop even more blood than usual. It's already a fairly hefty amount, so even more just means getting that power more and more. Obviously, the crutch is going to be increasing the speed of that dash as well, make it even deadlier. And for a lot of players, the extra speed might be a burden to them, something that they have to kind of, you know, play around, try and deal with. Maybe it will cause them to whiff a little bit, overshoot their targets. For these players, it's just kind of a harsh upgrade.
Let's see how we can make that use of this. Winter Edit taking the chase onto the main building, which might be a hard one for Zynox, but you want to delay that first hit as long as possible. Another pellet at his disposal. Let's see for how long Winter Edit can put up a perfect chase to keep Zynox from getting his fury.
That's going to bloodlust this, yeah.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Yeah, Bloodlust Gaming going to be coming out there. And now this is where the snowball really begins. Winter Edit Zynox doesn't even really care about this kill coming down, just cares about collecting all of this blood. Going to be getting it just about now. Yeah, and instantly you see the priority change. This is the moment that the match really turns around. This top gen so heavily pressured out as well. But you cannot stick here if you're Survivor, and all dash is going to be coming through. Very early drop there from Arushi, but it ain't going to be for a damn thing. Down is going to be going over. Power is going to be reset very, very briefly by picking up, but it's only halfway through, and Winter Edit's been dropping extra blood this entire time, so sure as hell ain't going to matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can totally go for the pickup there, because Winter Edit did take some more time to get ready, and once you find the reset spot with all of that delicious blood, you're gonna have it right back ready. I mean, for the Oni, he just,
Right. Right. Not beating the vampire allegations there.
No, I'm not. What? Me? No.
Happens to the best of us, mate. But yeah, it's going to be standing here. Standard gameplay here. You're just trying to get Arushi to second stage here, see if the tunnel out can. Rats is actually going to be coming in for the save relatively boldly. Surely he has to know they got spotted. Yeah, so now it's this is the weirdest Mexican standoff that you see in your life. We are in the Wild West, as you say, so it's relatively fitting. But I don't think I don't think Mexican standoffs normally involve katanas and, you know, gamblers and ancient demons.
I mean, you can fight whoever you want to fight. Arushi, however,
or even Nicolas Cage. Or even Nicolas Cage in the right world.
True, but they still have to get Arushi off the hook, and look at that, they're actually successful at that, but, well, we're gonna have to wait out until from now. Well, Winter Edit, maybe take the hit, but there's another pallet, so we might not even take that one, so you can help yourself. A lot of blood is going to be dropped, however, so Zynox will have more than enough fury to go on a couple of other cases.
Yeah, nice balance there. So Arushi is going to be getting the hell out of dodge, and yeah, full charge on that, and you see a Survivor in your sights. You are locked, you are loaded, you want to get this down so bad right now. Going to be turning the corner, playing around this power here. Ooh, went very cheeky over to that other gen, and yeah, this is where that extra speed is going to be coming in, and what the hell was that?
A down? To countering?
Apparently so.
We'll take it. Okay, we do not ask any
likely to
questions.
suspect it.
We're just gonna take it, put him on the hook, and then just look at what we got, like, you know, like it's a trophy, I guess. We'll take another gen, apply the pub goes the Weasel. It's the third stage already, 2 gens completed. Who would you say is on top right now? Or maybe rather in control?
I mean, according to that last down, Zynox has learnt some kind of, like, magic, I suppose? Which certainly helps, so you'd have to give him the credit here. But, yeah, right now, Survivors ain't doing too bad, but this is a commanding position for an Oni to be in, and we're talking about delaying that first hit, and even though Winter Edit did a good job, it really wasn't long enough. I am talking, you need to be having a realistic shot to get a very good result against an Oni. You need to be playing that hit for, you know, ages. You need to be getting some absolutely insane chases in. Just simply running for a minute or so is not going to be enough. Rats with Deja Vu is going to be pressuring out this gen here. And yeah, doesn't look like there's going to be a save coming through onto counter raid. But Rat's in a bit of a rough spot right now. There's only this pallet to play around, and sure as hell ain't the best pallet again. Oh, but had sprint burst locked and loaded.
He waited with his sprint burst until he was positioned the right way to get his way into the mid map, or rather, like, at least not being zoned in the edge map. He did. That was so beautiful. See, it's those small things that make a difference. And as you said, it might be a hard position now to be in for the killer of Torment, because there has been a third gen completed, a fourth on the 75% mark. Yes, Counter-Raid is still on hook. He is in the second stage, but honestly, if you get both last gens completed, well, quite frankly, just let him hang.
Yeah, gonna be seeing here, obviously Arushi is sticking around kind of for the save, but all this blood that is dropping from the hooked counter raid is going to be, as you would say, delicious here for the Oni. And yeah, counter raid is going to be going down there, way of the dodo, unfortunately. Regression coming through on these generators as well, but that's every gen actually completed, and this is this is the opportunity cost that you have with camping someone out of the game. Did you get your kill? Yes, congratulations. There's a survivor out of the game. They've done all the gens anyway. So in terms of actual hook stages, you ain't done a whole lot.
I also have to say, for the point in time you got the first hit, one would have expected a little more hook stages, I think, because it's not the best result, I guess. But on the other hand, Oni trials can go a completely different way. Also, Urushi isn't out of the trial yet. That could mark another hook stage. Also have out of the trial if that one hits as well, and it's Urushi onto the ground. And another survivor not yet on the exit gate. Someone still hiding in basement, which could potentially turn into a problem if this exit gate is the only one open. And, oh well. I mean, there is still a hatch. Winter
Hatch is going to be spawning. Yeah, Hatch is going to be spawning by Shaq, but surely that's something that we know about. No, it seems like, yeah, going to be running past, so yeah. Winter Edit going to be taking the time. There's no realistic way of actually downing Winter Edit here, so just going to be running it out. So that is going to be 9 hook stages. So actually a bit of a remarkable performance here from Zynox, even considering that little end game, considering that kerfuffle, so to speak, with the gens. So that's a pretty decent win con that's been set out here for Torment.
Well, let's see if they can match what Zynox just did on the killer side. We will throw you right into a short break, so see you in a minute.
Well, so much for pistols at high noon. It's going to be something more akin to slingshots at 5:45 or something along those lines. Now, this did actually give Urushi. Killer is able to change up their build and has actually now switched up for Noed. So yeah, when a penalty comes out on this 5 side, you as the killer have the opportunity to adjust your build, provided it still fits within the balancing. So Noed here, a lot cleaner. 7 hook stages is what Urushi needs. Accounting for the penalty from both these teams, that would put the Night Owls on top, and that would give them a win here. 6 stages, it would be a draw. That's assuming all the generators are completed. Or obviously, if you're able to kill everyone at less gens than that, then that would be absolutely sublime. But you're gonna have to start by hitting this Nancy, and that's a lot easier said than done when there's so much to work with.
And in our last trial, we did have a pretty early first hit. Let's see how fast Urushi can get his. Shin-Ar doing a great job right now, also making his way over towards the next pallet. And there's still Shaq pallet and a God pallet at his disposal. Taking the first ward, Urushi trying to bloodlust this, trying to make it impossible for Shin-Ar to go away. But in this speed, I was going to say he might make Shaq pallet as well, but there is that first hit. But also, the first gen has been completed, so survivors are on their toes.
Yeah, but if you're looking at silver linings for the killer here, that first gen is one which is relatively simple to complete. It's on the high ground. It's a place where the killer isn't really going to be applying all that much pressure. Blood is going to be charged up now. It's time. Urushi is locked in. Has had a 2-hour cold shower in preparation just for this moment, popping the first Demon Fury of the match. Gonna see if he can rush over, get it down, and gonna have to avoid that blind, which is actually gonna throw Urushi off their game just a little bit. Chilling by this window very carefully. Bamboozled going through there, blocking that one up. You have the pallet dropped here, actually going to be getting the stun. You can break this instantly, but I think is that still blocked? Window? Not entirely sure, but regardless, phenomenal play right now from Ivan to actually be staying alive right now.
Have we lost him a little bit as well? Urushi seems somewhat started now, picked up the chase again, and just at the right point in time. I believe the window was blocked the first time we went around it again, but now it was open. Well, not soon enough for Ivan, I guess. Now, there he is! It's another hit, but at one price.
And another
survivors standing on their feet again.
Yeah, 2 inches now, so yes, the power is going to be charged up quicker, but time is of the essence. There is nothing in it between these two teams. I genuinely think it could go either way. Nice save did come through there. Shin-Ar now going to be the one taking the chase once again. Still injured up, still very, very threatened right now, but there comes the hit at the very last second. My God, Urushi. Disgusting play right there. Gonna have to pop a Scourge Hook now, or else your gens are gonna be going way too quickly.
You got zoomed back into the pallet. That's so disgusting. Well, nothing to whine about now, I guess. You did get the first hook stage, and look who's closer ready to save the day. Ivan cleaning up Shin now, right back on his feet. Also going for the reset immediately. It seems like while Rushi has to get around the map right now because there is a lot going on. Gens are very close to being completed.
Yeah, very close call is going to be happening there. This pallet is one that can, in fact, be broken. So we're going to be seeing whether that happens. No, not going to need, just going to play about it normally. Has the power right now. Do you care about this injured survivor? Only a little bit. You might chase them down because they're the one that you see, but that's another gen completed. The progress has been absolutely phenomenal from these players, and nice wherewithal, not actually going to be instantly dropping there, and someone just completed this gen. You're thinking, where the hell is this survivor? Going to be finding them out the corner of the eye, just a little glimmer that you can see the target that you need to lock down. But so elusive, so evasive is Stevie right now.
Oh, keeping him zone to the right side, but look at that one!
Actually, in the naughty corner, what the hell?
Watching everything, now taking the chase through the edge. That performer can keep this going. Well, not for too long. Stevie's on the ground now, so that marks probably the
Another
second
gen
stage for Arushi. But look at that fourth gen.
No!
No. Oh my god!
Toxic Swift again. No, there's too much of it! Oh, Jesus Christ. Arushi, heartbroken there. Has no power either. Has an injured survivor. Does have this power to work with. Not the strongest one. Finds one a little better. Drops it right down. And all this time, pressure is still coming out on these generators. And this is not what you want to be using the no-head for. You were able to switch it up, but... not quite working out. This is heartbreaking for Arushi. So scared of the flashlight save. Gonna be looking around, making this look like a solo queue game right now, but no. It is just gonna be Arushi. Finally gonna be getting this hook here onto Stevie, but still needs to charge up this power, and there isn't a whole lot of blood right here, so just has to look around for that supply. In the meantime, gonna be seeing how the progress on these gens are.
You have
not
to say
that
though,
good. Yeah, not that good.
If you keep him in the, if you get him in second stage or get another kill in the end game, that would mark 6 hooks. So a tie. So there's not too much more Rushi has to do, with keeping in mind that he has the note in his back pocket.
Yeah, Slash going to be coming out, so power is now charged up here, not actually allowing Stevie to go to that second stage. So, oof, this is rough. You're looking at this is really rough here for Arushi. There's a line in which this is winnable, and that certainly helps. Going to be taking Ivan clean out the fight there, but yeah, he's just going to be playing for this slug. You do not have the time, you do not have the patience to get these individual hook stages. You need the nuclear option. You need a big play right now, and maybe Stevie's just gifted it to you on a silver platter.
Uh-oh, now take the first one down. I guess there's another one. Oh no, Shinnok in close proximity. That might mark another hit. I don't think we're gonna commit to that chase. Audrey maybe on the last gen or trying to pick up Ivan. One of the two it has to be. It is the third stage though, so you now have the hook. You still have Noed in your back pocket. I'm sorry, but for Arushi, this isn't going too bad. If you get that one last survivor, and if it's only after last gen has been completed, you at least get the tie. So they have to rescue Stevie.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Yeah, they have to here. Gonna be following this injured survivor. Not actually, no, not injured. Never mind. There was just a blood trail here. Interesting decision. Not actually charm power and the voices. I don't know how that hit didn't come through. And that one was a swing, quite literally at the voices. Gonna be running a straight line over here. Not gonna be quite working out. Playing this shack, but this is not what you need to be doing. Arushi, I'm not entirely sure where priorities are. Wasn't picking up any blood throughout this process. Seems like gonna be saving it for now, but just really confused as to why you don't want your power earlier.
Or maybe just keeping it for the right point in time. Let's see if that's the right timing for him. We do see the scratch mark. Survivor has to be close, checking even the locker, but that marks a lot of time being stolen from Urushi. Not sure if you've seen him right over there, but in the meantime, everybody's back to full health. Yes, they still have the one hit, but this is not going to be doable. 180 flip, but the window is RG on the ground. And now we're gonna have to continue. He only needs to get those last 3 stages. It's the sprint for Urushi.
This is do or die, to be honest. It still could go either way right now. Really not going to be wanting to commit to this hook on... Yeah, okay, never mind. It is going to opt to commit to the hook on Adri. You want this to be a Scourge hook, and there is that hook right here. Okay, hi, Ace. This Scourge hook, I do believe this is going to be, first Scourge hook actually coming out, so that is exactly what you want, and that is a bucket of blood. That's exactly why you run this Winter Hole add-on. Going to have the power now, once again. Ivan looking to be in bad territory. Arushi bumps his head on the wall. Ow, I hope that you get some Advil for that or something. But instead, going to be trying to lock down another target for the time being.
Time to zoom around. We now have a lot of fresh stages as well, so if you were to meet the technical tie condition on the usual hook stage, it would mark an advantage for Urushi. So the survivors, they are in, how do you say it, deep shit right now. They really, really have to make something happen right here. And right now, they can't because we're still on the one shot. Wait. Okay.
Yeah, really weird play happening here. Actually not going to be able to get this. I believe... I think we have someone saying that a fresh hook to death. If Adri is just camped to death, then that would be a win because of more fresh hooks. I'm gonna need that checked, but yeah, I do think that if Adri just gets... Yeah, Adri is just going to stand in front of this with Noed, because a full camp here would mean that there are more fresh hooks on this killer side, and that would actually break the tie and give the win in this series over to the Night Owls.
Do they know about Noed though? Do they know?
If Noed is cleansed here, that could be a problem, but they don't.
There's no else.
No, yeah.
Well, they don't know. Do they know? Then now they've seen it. Now he's moved. Now they have to see at least the speed it gives you. Right? Right?
Oh.
It's a bad idea, right?
Ooh. Yeah, and that's going to be Shinar going down. Adri did get taken off the hook there. Was actually saved. But yeah, Shinar. And now this is just more camping that's going to be coming out. And I think Urushi has this game in the bag. Let's be completely honest. What can realistically happen here? You can try and cleanse the Noed and get a 2-man escape, but the Noed is right there, so it's going to be contested the entire time. So you can't really cleanse it that easily.
And honestly, he already has the win in his bag, because we have the 6 stages at least, and also 3 fresh strikes, which marks 1 more than we've had in the last trial. So this actually will be Night Owls taking the win, so you absolutely will be eating the words Edgar. I'm so sorry.
I think I'll find it in my heart. I think I'll find it in my heart of hearts to forgive you. But yeah, Urushi has in fact secured the win here by virtue of stages, and yeah, just going to be really locking it in now with a last hook potentially onto Ivan here. And I'm really not sure how this happened, to be honest. Urushi had a really rough start to the game. Gens were just flying, popping left, right, and center. Gem placement wasn't exactly strong here for the Night Owls. They were, Urushi had to go back and forth across the entire map to actually get them. But yeah, the took onto Ivan is going to just clear it out with absolutely no certainty. Noed is gone, but it doesn't matter. There's a little ritual dance, a peace offering between the survivors and the killers are going to be happening right now, and I think Shinar may in fact just be giving their life for the greater good. Or
I mean, they're free to do so, right? It doesn't really matter anymore. This marks the end of at least this matchup. We've had Night Owls versus Torment, and Night Owls coming on top with a 2-2-1. We do, however, have 3 more matchups coming. It's going to be Elysium versus Eonix next, but it's not going to be us 2 casting, even though I've had a time of my life once again. We are going to kick it over towards Dyer and Carrier after this one. And honestly, I think they're just going to do at least as good as a job as we did, because it was so fun, and obviously we love the dear direwolf. So thank you from my side for being on the desk with you again, Ekta, and I guess take it away to the others.